Hi there, my name is Daniel Alatraca and I am the tour guide of the Cabilin Center. Welcome to the Duyan Ang Kadagatan, Cradled by the Sea, Cebuano culture and heritage of the sea. In this virtual tour, I'm going to show you the culture, ingenuity, and creativity of the Cebuano fisherfolk, as highlighted by the artworks and artifacts found in the exhibit. From boats and fishing implements to seafood products and shell decor, the Duyan Ang Kadagatan exhibit hosts different items which tell the unique bond between the Cebuanos and the waters surrounding the island of Cebu. This is Duyan Ang Kadagatan, a virtual walkthrough.
Sugbo, a name that means to wade through shallow waters. As an island located in the middle of the Philippine archipelago, Cebu has an extensive coastline. Thus, the shallow waters that surround the island province's beautiful shores. Despite this geographical feature, Cebu is blessed with a natural harbor area. Early colonial chroniclers had recorded that Cebu was a bustling international port that served as the center of social, economic, and cultural life of pre-colonial Visayan society. It was also a jump-point transportation hub to the southern Philippines. Cebu's strategic location at the heart of the Visayas made it an ideal route and trade center where merchants, local and foreign, gathered to engage in trade. During the 1860s, Cebu was opened to world trade, and it continued to be a major port in the Philippines during the 20th century. At present, the port of Cebu continues to be a major seaport, serving as the home port of approximately 80% of the Philippines' total domestic shipping industry. The Cebuanos have long been a seafaring people. This was evident by their mastery in constructing sea vessels. This was highly useful as the waters surrounding Cebu became essential maritime highways. Cebuanos employed boat-building techniques which they inherited from their Austronesian ancestors. These techniques were utilized to build fishing vessels like the Sakayan, seen here with its distinct double outriggers at the sides. The outriggers, made from sturdy bamboo wood, help keep the slim-shaped canoe afloat in distant waters. Modern variations of the boat already feature motor engines at the rear, but its hull design remains timeless. Other vessels used by Cebuanos in the past had similar features. Boats like the Balangay, Baroto, Vinta, and Caracoa were all constructed in the same model introduced by ancient Austronesian seafarers. Building boats were not the only things Cebuanos inherited from their ancestors. Old knowledge, like ethnoastronomy and knowing the seasons, are also among the intangible legacies left by the Austronesians. Interestingly, folklore also play an important role in maritime culture. Many are familiar with sea creatures who dwell and supposedly guard the waters, like the Katao or mermaid and the Takadagatnon or sea folk. Though regarded as mythological, some fisherfolk believe that they continue to roam the deep. These beliefs were the source for folklore generations ago, but folklore wasn't the only thing our ancestors were able to pass down. Traditional ways of fishing and navigating the seas have persisted to this day, thanks to learnings passed on by generations. Alongside navigational prowess that enabled Cebuanos to master navigating the surface of the seas, they have come to master harnessing the underwater too. To navigate the vast underworld, often mysterious and mythical, and harvest an abundant catch, fisherfolks have developed various fishing techniques and methods. In the same manner, they invented instruments of fishing and implements to serve specific ways that ensure an abundant harvest. In this section, you can see the various fishing implements used by fisherfolk. And then here we have the salabay. They are styrofoam balls, carved and centered with holes, which float gracefully alongside the boats and the local fishermen. These are used for the panlabay fishing method, piercing through white rubber that is meticulously nailed into the plywood sides of the box. As you can see, there are hundreds of hooks attached at the edges of the styrofoam box and baits for small fish like the bolinao and malagsi. Each hook, with a size selected according to the available fish in the area, adds to the intricate design of the salabay. Now this wooden oar is called bugsay in Bisaya. The bugsay is essentially used for steering and paddling wooden boats, just like the one above. But for us here in the Ramon Naboitis Foundation Incorporated, or RAFI, the bugsay has a special place in our organization. Here in RAFI, we believe in the bugsay philosophy. Our late president, Mr. Roberto Bobby Aboitiz, stated that the bugsay is a symbol that enables you to make progress in life, but it requires you to make distinct decisions. You must first determine where you want to go, then pick up your paddle and apply effort stroke by stroke to get there. And this bugsay philosophy is still the cornerstone of what we do here in the foundation. Here we have sharp spears used by fisherfolk, known as pana in Bisaya. These are just among the spear fishing implements used. This blue harpoon-looking rifle is what you call a pusil pana. This spear is specially designed for the traditional fishing method called pamana. The pamana method of fishing involves the use of a pana or arrow, antipara or goggles, panyapak or foot flippers, lights, and their holding vessels, the bote-bote, which you can see here. The bote-bote, with its boat-like shape, is among the fisherman's most trusted equipment. It serves like a floating basket that stores the fisherman's game. The implement's ingenious design is also matched with its practical use. Paired with the bote-bote, a pair of hand spears comprising 2 metal rods are attached to a carved wood using epoxy, inserted into a small bamboo tube wrapped in blue and black rubber strips. Next, we have here some very essential tools for fishing at night. These are the sulo or su, petromax, hasag, and kinombinar. Though a modern innovation, these lights help fishermen navigate on the sea and aid them in catching some game. They use petromax or the hasag, a pressurized kerosene lantern. In Olango, they use kinombinar, a curious contraption that resembles a metal kettle attached to a rod. With a flick of a switch, it emits a warm glow that lasts up to 12 hours. And then there is the revolutionary battery, a true game changer in the world of night fishing. The battery can withstand the depths of the ocean for up to 48 hours, thanks to its rechargeable car battery. Up there, we have what is called a pukot. This probably needs no introduction, as this instrument of fishing has existed since time immemorial. Throughout history, the fishing net has evolved and undergone numerous transformations to become the versatile tool it is today. It forms a mesh that varies in size and shape depending on the kind of fish fishermen are seeking to catch. Another fishing implement used by the fisherfolk, especially in Olango, is the sudsud. The sudsud is comprised of different sized wood and intricately assembled into a large triangular shape that cradles a black fishing net at its center. Another unique tool that has been perfected over generations is the sapiao. Quiet coastal communities in Badian and Olango have long relied on the sapiao as their primary method for catching shrimp, sea urchins, and all varieties of fish, which are scooped out of the sea in a method they refer to as panapiao. Here we have materials with taga or fish hooks. This is called the batingao fishing gear. The batingao is used for the fishing method known as pamatingao. And finally, we have these woven baskets, crafted by Crisologo Pipito, a master fisherman who has perfected the art of the hinambunan bobo. It is a complex fishing apparatus made up of several parts. The sudyang is a cone-shaped device made entirely of bamboo strips, serving as one of the key parts of the bubo. Made up of hexagonal shapes with a hole in the center, this serves as the tunnel-like entrance to the trap, perfectly luring the fish. Living near the waters means an abundance of fresh seafood, served at any household's table. The freshness of maritime produce has created a flavor profile that characterizes Cebu's culinary traditions. Fishing communities have mastered ways to grow, gather, prepare, serve, and consume food from the sea. They have produced food traditions based on locally available fish and shellfish. In food drying, microorganism growth is controlled through water and moisture removal. In fishing communities, these translate into the buwad, a food drying method using the heat of the sun. In preparing the buwad, you first have to rinse the fish with water. Then you split open the fish in a butterfly cut and remove its gills, guts, internal organs, bone, and tail. as well as the eyes. Next, you clean the fish thoroughly and then you dunk it in a mixture of water and salt. Then dry the fish under the sun. Next, we have the ginamos. The ginamos is made from fermented small fishes like bolinao, toloy, lubgas, and turnos, with the latter being the most abundant from March to August on Olango Island. After a week or a month of storage, this will be the best time to consume it. And lastly, we have the dayok. The dayok is another fermentation method used for fish entrails. Danggit or rabbit fish and the yellowfin tuna are normally used in this kind of fermentation. Like the ginamos, the entrails are removed and then soaked in a mixture of salt and water for 12 hours. In this section, we can see artworks that tell the unique bond between the fishermen and the marine treasures they harvest. We have two paintings of fishermen by Florentino Jun Impas. It shows the fishermen at work with their nets or puko. While this work of art right here is called Asamantak Hutob by Riva Inhente. This is part of the art collection from the Jose Joya Gallery in UP Cebu. Other artworks right here are paintings of Maestro Martino Abellana, known simply as The Fisherman, painted in 1946, and Seascape, painted in 1977. Painted in the Impressionist style, these two artworks by Abellana showcase subjects that pertain to the sea. Abellana is also known as the Dean of Cebuano painters, whose impact in the new generation of Cebuano visual artists is still felt today. The paintings are currently owned by Michael Dino and Mario and Heidi King, respectively. In cruising the high seas, Cebuanos have created a collective indigenous maritime knowledge that has come through over time. It presents a certain way of knowing and understanding how the Cebuanos respond to the interrelations of the sea and land formation. So here we see maps drawn by fisherfolks from Bantayan, Olango, and Badian. For the fisherfolk of Ilotongan Island in Bantayan, the journey is marked by superstition and belief. They avoid certain areas like Dimalas, which they believe bring bad luck. Cebuano creativity, ingenuity, and resourcefulness do not only show in the building of their boats or in their implements, it is also shown in their arts, crafts, and design. So the wide variety of shells present in the shores of Cebu had provided local artisans with a pool of resource like shells to use to craft these magnificent decorations such as curtains, chandeliers, necklaces, and placemats. The vastness of the sea, the calm and the chaos that characterize its movements, and the unfathomable depth of the underwater has instilled among the Cebuanos a great impression of the spiritual and mythic qualities of the sea. Palina involves smoking various types of leaves and grass for purification and bathing of new fishing equipment or boats to attract good luck, while palihi involves using anything that brings good luck, such as bathing new equipment or boats with liquor to attract fish, or dropping animal blood on them to avoid accidents. With the introduction of Christianity, the waters of Cebu have been associated with the dance ritual that honors the Santo Niño de Cebu. The dance movement of the sinulog mimics the movement of the waves as it reaches the shore and recedes back to the sea. Now a world-famous dance festival, the sinulog continues to celebrate the lasting relationship of the Cebuanos with the sea. There is a call for fisherfolk to be considered as food security frontliners, as they are one of the key food providers for an archipelagic country. This idea is born of the experiences we had during the recent pandemic. Attributing heroism, agency, and identity to fisherfolk are not new. Rather, it is often an overlooked notion, especially in a country where fishing and fishing communities are common and plentiful. People are desensitized to the community's hardships and struggles. So it is important that discourse and discussions are towards the improvement of the living conditions of our fishing communities, that opportunities and threats be identified through their lens, and for adequate solutions and ordinances be enacted for their benefit.
I hope you enjoyed our journey through the waves of Cebuano culture and heritage of the seas here at the Duyan Ang Kadagatan Virtual Tour. Remember to like and follow our Facebook and Instagram pages at the Kabilin Center, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Kabilin Center, for more Duyan Ang Kadagatan, Cradled by the Sea, Cebuano culture and heritage of the seas. Mabuhi ang Cebuanong mandanagat, ug mabuhi ang kadagatan sa Sugbo. See you in the next exhibit here at the Kabilin Center.